Saoirse Ronan. She's got a little bit of a drinking problem.
Based off of a true story, a lady named Amy Liptrot, alcoholic, trying to stay clean and sober. I see this as being a really good movie, but I don't see this putting her on the Oscar map.
It'll be interesting to see whether Saoirse Ronan, as a hardcore alcoholic, can take us into that world without making me feel like I need to have a drink after the film comes out.
There is only so much height any wave can sustain before it comes crashing down. I'm sorry.
I wish you were a completely different person.
The Outrun. This is Saoirse Ronan, Irish actress, multiple Oscar nominated. She's got a little bit of a drinking problem in this film, it looks like.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about The Outrun.
It's based off of a true story, a lady named Amy Liptrot. It's based off her memoir, and she's trying to, be a young alcoholic, trying to stay clean and sober. I think the title, The Outrun, I think you're trying to outrun your addiction. Trying to stay ahead of it, trying not to let it catch you. She's living in some really isolated places, and it's a struggle. If you think about it, when people fight addiction, one of the worst places you could think that you could be on would be an island, a literal island. And because there's no place really for you to run, you have to really be strong and ready to go, to outlast it. And I think it's just really it's a movie about a young lady who's trying to do that. I think this is going to be right in her wheelhouse. She is an excellent actress. I mean, some could say she's top 10. It's a small indie film, not a lot of bangs and whistles to it. It's just one character study and how a young lady is, struggles to stay clean and sober. And based because of the lady actually wrote her book and got it out there, that I think despite her struggles, I think at the end of the movie, I think she's going to be, I wouldn't say all right, but I'll say that she's sober at the end of the movie.
I'm not familiar with the book for this film. It's a lot of people that I haven't heard of before. It takes place a little bit in London to start off with, and then goes to the island and where she tries to get clean and stay clean.
Where she becomes like an amateur bird watcher, and that helps her, like she's trying to find the elusive birds around her island, which would be interesting. It's an interesting story, I think.
And this is by writer-director Nora Fingscheidt. I've never heard of director Nora Fingscheidt before, but it is interesting because she has a pretty big IMDb filmography, mostly European productions, but I have not heard of any one of these films projects before, including some television. For me, this will be interesting if I do go around watching this film. It'll be the first example that I'm seeing of her work. Anytime you have Saoirse Ronan in there, ever since her first film, when Peter Jackson discovered her when she was a teenager, she's been in so many Oscar films. It's not that she can't have fun in a movie, because she does do a few fun roles here and there, but she does so many deep, depressing, dark roles without them dragging you down into the mud. It'll be interesting to see whether Saoirse Ronan, as a hardcore alcoholic, can take us into that world without making everything really depressing and making me feel like I need to have a drink after the film comes out. What is your favorite Saoirse Ronan role? Are you talking like Danish Girl, or
this is like a Kristen Stewart type actress for me? I have a lot of her movies.
In a good way or bad way?
In a good way. I'm not the biggest Kristen Stewart fan, but I think I have like 75% of her filmography. I just gotten it through complete random accidents, and I've gotten it all for next to nothing. I actually did buy one. I did buy a Personal Shopper from a Criterion sale.
I've not seen Personal Shopper yet, but it is definitely on my list of things I want to see. Tell me more about The Outrun and why it made it onto your list, because there's a lot of good indie movies to talk about. So why this one?
Because I do like her. The movie I like the best would probably be the one that people talk about the most, would probably be Lady Bird. And also she did like you said, she did the Peter Jackson movie, The Lovely Bones. Plus she's a lot more funnier than people realize. She has a great sense of humor. She actually hosted a Saturday Night Live, and she was funny as hell in that. I mean, she had chops. She had some comedy chops there, but I don't know if she's necessarily attracted to that. Because you think by now that she would actually have done a comedy. I don't think she's attracted to that genre.
Well, she did. She did See You Run or See Me Run. It was sort of like a 1920s all-star cast where it was like a solve a murder kind of thing, and she was like a young cop trying to assist the person solving the murder. Not a great film, but she was really good in it. Sort of as the young the young, impressionable meter maid type thing where she's helping assist the alcoholic detective kind of thing.
I guess I would say that she hasn't done any straight comedy. I think maybe she's done some comedy dramas, like Lady Bird was. There are some moments in Lady Bird that were humorous, but I don't necessarily don't think you call Lady Bird a comedy. I
Yeah,
think I think you call it more like a dramedy or drama with comedic elements into it.
yeah.
But as far as just a straight, like Jennifer Lawrence did, with the movie she did last summer, that was a straight out laugh a minute, comedy. And up to that point, she really hadn't done anything, like that. So it was a first thing for her, and maybe this is for her as well.
The Academy just in general doesn't nominate comedies.
But they do nominate for stories where someone has an ailment, a disfigurement, or an addiction. It was tailor made. That's
Yeah,
Oscar, and that's the cynicism side of us right here talking about it. But it really is like that. So and so struggling with an alcohol issue or drug addiction or whatever. Or they're handicapped. They lost their hand feeding a cat or something like that. Well, that's Oscar. Do I feel like this is a setup for her for an Oscar run? It doesn't really feel that way to me. It just feels like this is like almost like a passion project for her. Something that she wanted to do. She's not expecting to get nominated for anything. It's not going to be pushed. I mean, this is too small of a movie, even with her in the lead. She may get a nomination. I see this as being a really good movie, but I don't see this putting her on the Oscar map.
I don't really see this as being a particular Oscar favorite. To me, what this looks like is it looks like a good story, and it looks like Saoirse Ronan giving back to the Irish film industry, trying to bring people up with her, get some exposure, get an acting card, that sort of thing, as well as telling a good story. It didn't quite make it onto my list. When I was putting my list together, I was going for a little bit happier films, because we do have such a good choice of indie films for our list that...
Wasn't Borderland a comedy?
Well, it tried to be. Apparently, it didn't do too well. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, all the reviews are not too good on it. As far as the Outrun goes, it just didn't quite hit me as being unique enough if you're talking about addiction from films that we've seen before. I love the on-location shooting. I love the fact that it's not just shot in a soundstage somewhere with a giant green screen. I like that they actually went out to the ocean and went to an island. It looks like it's really well done. Are you guys planning to watch The Outrun? Let me know in the comments section below this video. Also, be sure to click right around here somewhere. There is a video that the algorithm thinks that you will like. If it's one of mine, please be sure to click and watch, and if not, yeah. I've been Dragon Movie Guy. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.